the studio looks like anyway, that's a great place to do it. GRN Online on Facebook there. Joel's going to be helping us out. And David Magianis running the board for us today. David, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. So today's a great day. Another day we get to live and do God's will.
Well, as Larry Massey always says, it's every day is a beautiful day in Catholic radio. So we are just filled with the joy of the Lord. Let's get started with prayer like we usually do. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone who fled to thy protection, implored thy help, or sought thine intercession was left unaided. Inspired by this confidence, I fly unto thee, O Virgin of Virgins, my Mother. To thee do I come, before thee I stand, sinful and sorrowful. O Mother of the Word incarnate, despise not my petitions, but in thy mercy hear and answer me. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
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 David, there is a ton of stuff coming up. I mean, it's just like we just finished the holidays, and now we're already have how many events that we're planning and being participated in and everything? What is this?
Yeah, so there's a minimum of 5 things here just that we need to talk
You
about
have
today.
a list. You have a list in front of you, I see.
I do.
Okay.
So whenever you want me to get started, I can
Okay, we'll just jump right in. Go for it.
All right, so Arrows Rugby will play Bay Area Rugby Club this Saturday, January 18th, with a 12 noon kickoff at Our Savior Lutheran Church at 5000 West Tidwell, where the AM 1430 radio team will be doing a live radio broadcast.
And by AM 1430, you mean you, right?
Me and two of my closest friends as well.
AKA you.
Okay, no. So
it.
this is a full game broadcast, play-by-play commentary and color commentary. The play-by-play is by Jason Kimball.
Yes.
He's the rugby coach at Strake, right?
Right, correct.
And then our good friend of the radio station, Mike Blake, who's with Boy Scouts of America, he's going to be doing the color commentary, and you're going to be hosting that one.
I'll be helping out, just station IDs and asking dumb questions about rugby.
Well, now that's that. So you can catch that here on the radio station at noon this Saturday. But we would really love to have you come out and actually watch the game live. This rugby team is rugby club really as a way of forming men in Christian virtue using rugby. It's an amazing thing. Arrows Rugby, arrowsrugby.com. Check that out.
All right, and then so next on the event calendar, the first prayer breakfast of the new year, of the new decade, will be held on Thursday, January 30th. In Katy at El Asador Mexican Restaurant on Mason Road, starting at 7 a.m. So more information, go to grnonline.com.
You can register for that one. Yeah, so prayer breakfast. That's the, Reagan, you've been to these, right? Okay.
Yes.
Can you describe what our networking prayer breakfasts are like?
Sure. So you walk in Katy, you're walking into a restaurant and you smell the amazing food. It's full of business people. It's full of people who are maybe even looking to expand their own business or get a new job or something. And you have this amazing fellowship. You have this amazing opportunity to network. And then we have a guest speaker. Do we know who our guest speaker is?
Oh, yes, Bobby Ortiz. Bobby Ortiz is with The Landing. He's not going to be talking necessarily about human trafficking, which is what The Landing is fighting against, but he's going to be talking about how he incorporates his faith into his job. And so this is going to be a really good one. Claudia Garza actually recruited him, so that was really cool. And our pastor leading us in the prayers is going to be Father Jonathan Michigan he's the chaplain at St. John the 23rd College Preparatory School.
All right.
Awesome.
So,
yes.
grnonline.com. grnonline.com.
Yes.
$10 gets you the
So
breakfast.
worth it. $10. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
And that one's coming up real soon, so do not wait. Go to grnonline.com and look for the Houston box there. You'll find all the links.
Something dear to here to the radio station. The 15th annual Steps for Students 5K Run and Walk will be held on Saturday, February 15th. Race starting at 8 a.m. So for more information, go to steps for the number 4 students.org.
Steps, the number 4 students.org. Yes, and I would be really excited if someone would put together a Catholic radio team for that. Maybe not. But you could go to stepsforstudents.com, sign up to run or snooze for your Catholic school there. They all need the support of you. And we're going to be broadcasting.
We're going to be there.
We'll
We'll be there. We'll be there tailgating and eating breakfast. And come by and grab a bumper sticker, bring a kolache.
That one's bright and early. Like I think we show up at 5.
Something like that.
That's like the earliest thing we do.
Yeah. So Mass is at 6:30 a.m. So join us. We'll be out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. So Reagan,
One of
Joel,
the biggest events in Houston. Joel?
Joel?
Okay, I hear your name a lot, Joel. You're going to be
think
showing
Joel
up
would
early.
be great at that.
He loves those early morning things.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so that's February 15th, you said?
Yes, sir. So February 15th, starting at 8 a.m. And
Okay.
then next event's the 5th Annual Gulf Coast Catholic Men's Conference, held on Saturday, February 29th at St. Paul the Apostle Catholic Church. Our very own Joe McLean will be there starting at 8 a.m., finishing up at 3 p.m. So more information, go to gc-ccmc.org.
I'm sure you're going to be hearing more about that. February 29th for the men. It's a great men's conference. Joe's going to be the MC. They also have John Sablon, the Man on Fire evangelist, who's going to be the keynote. Mark Hartfield from Paradisus Day, which runs That Man Is You, and also Father David Michael Moses coming back for another sequel to his talk.
I mean, that's a great lineup
That's a
of
great
speakers
lineup.
and
Yeah.
stuff. So, so for the men out there that, you have that day that you're kind of looking for something, and or if you can postpone some things to do, this would be a great event for you to go to. It's really great when Catholic men gather together like that, and to me, it's called bonding, and we all need that, and especially when we talk about our Catholic faith.
Well, they're on their 5th annual, so I think this community is here to stay.
Yes.
gc-cmc.org for Gulf Coast Catholic Men's Conference. Now, how are we going through this list?
Okay,
you're
one
going
more.
really
I got
fast.
one more big.
Okay.
One more big one. So the priest
more.
versus seminarians basketball game will be held on Friday, March 6th at Del Mar Fieldhouse with tailgating at 5 p.m. and tip-off at 7 p.m. So tickets go on sale February 1st at 12 noon. And again, the 14:30 a.m. radio team will be there to do a live broadcast.
Yes, we're going to be broadcasting that one live as we have done the past 3. Now, this is more of save the date because we are going to do like a full show on this one later on. So if you keep listening to the Catholic Lunch Break, you will hear more about the priest versus seminarians basketball game on March 6th. Okay, how did we do it?
I think we got it.
Got through that whole
well
list.
done.
Wait, there's one more.
There's a big one coming up, but I want your sports break first.
Before that.
You got even more. That wasn't even on the list.
Hey, so for everybody listening, yesterday was Tim Mott's birthday.
Oh, that's why I wasn't on the list.
Tim, happy birthday!
Okay. You know how much I love the attention. No. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much.
That's
It's an honor
amazing.
to be here with all of you on this Monday.
No, it's a great
This
day.
is great.
I'm glad you had a great day. So as you know, my birthday's this week as well. So we get to celebrate the week and the month.
We're gonna have to take a day off and have a party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we could do it in the break room there. You get 2 cups of coffee today.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, well, I want to hear your sports report. So can we do that?
Yeah, let's do that. So let's jump into sports. Hey, Dave the Sports Guy here, rolling out your Catholic sports report for the Houston area. So let's start with boys high school basketball. Straight Jesuit Crusaders lost a close one to A-Leaf Hastings Bears. St. Thomas Eagles lost to Houston Christian Mustangs. St. Pius, the 10 Panthers defeated St. John's Mavericks. St. John, the 23rd Lions lost to Concordia Lutheran Crusaders. Versati Falcons walloped Emory Weiner Jaguars. And O'Connell Buccaneers won a big one over Chinquapin Burrs. And now in girls high school basketball, St. Agnes Tigers won a big one over St. Pius the 10th Panthers. Incarnate Word Falcons defeated Duchesne Chargers. Versati Falcons lost to Emory Weiner Jaguars. And Cristo Rey Lions lost to Fort Bend Christian Academy Eagles. And that's a wrap of this week's sports report for the week of January 6th. Keep your radio tuned to AM 1430 for next week's recap of Houston's Catholic sports, and follow me on Twitter at Dave Sports Guy.
Oh, good job, Dave. It's good to hear that some of our teams are doing well.
They are doing well.
Like
so.
The Texans, maybe not. Maybe not so
yeah.
much.
You had to bring that up.
Yeah, it's reality is what it is.
It is.
Yeah, God help us all. But so okay, now I'm glad we got through that. But the big thing on our list right now, and we haven't even got to the big thing. This is a Cadillac that we're giving away, and I'm sure you've heard of this. But
Love
Reagan,
it.
this is the first time that you've
Yeah.
been on since we've started this. We're giving away a 2020 Cadillac CT5 Luxury Edition.
I love it.
Isn't that amazing? I know we've been giving away Mustangs and Camaros. Let me back up a little bit. The GRN, we are nonprofit. We are listener supported, and so all of our funds come from the listeners, whether that's through sponsorships or donations, or this car raffle that we do every year. It's a major component that gets us from that holiday season into our first share-a-thon of the year later on in the year.
Thank you, listeners.
Yeah, that's really kind of helps us fill out that budget because we are nonprofit. But it's the most fun fundraiser that we get to do is to give away a fun car.
Yeah.
Now, we did a survey of the audience this year. We've been giving away these Camaros and Mustangs, and the first year I think it was a Studebaker that was donated. But this year we decided it's our 20th anniversary. Why don't we do a survey of the listeners and ask them what car do they really want? Like, what car would you really get excited about? And overwhelmingly what came back was they want something comfortable and practical. So maybe not the sports car. So, okay, yeah, it came out to a Cadillac. That is something you can both get excited about and do your daily commute in and comfort and style. And so we're really excited about this. But like I said, this is a fundraiser for us, and we are listener supported. So we have a goal to reach. We've got 2,000 tickets to sell. 2,000 raffle tickets to sell by March 2nd.
And where are we today on those sales? Do we know?
I don't even know yet. We need help from our listeners for that. Yes. I have to turn in my first report.
This is going to happen.
I have to turn in my first report later today, so I'll get those numbers later.
Okay.
But we had radio shows all morning, so I haven't done that yet. But this is where it gets really, really exciting because the tickets are $25 each, which is a great deal for this, a Cadillac. But you get a fifth ticket free when you buy 4. So that's 5 for $100. That is the most common deal that people are doing, 5 for $100. And so what that means is that we need our listeners to go out and sell raffle tickets for us because I know David and I, we're going to do our best. We're going to be out and about selling raffle tickets at parishes, at bookstores. We've already done one at the coffee shop, Catholic-owned coffee shop over in Katy. And so we're going to be out there busting our butts to try and hit this goal because we got to beat Dallas.
Okay.
Right.
I like a good competition.
Exactly.
But to make it even better for our listeners, to kind of, incentivize you, maybe sweeten the deal for you.
Yeah.
I've been working on getting some prizes for listeners, and I'm ready to make the announcement. I know what the prizes are. I know how I'm going to give them away, and it's for the people who help us sell the most raffle tickets. Now, so the way this is going to work. No, let's not do that yet. Let's tell you what the prizes are before we tell you how to get them. Okay.
All right.
So,
pumped.
I really am.
You're
I really am.
pumped.
I'm excited about this. We've been working hard on it. Reagan, ask me what's the best prize we have.
Tim, what is the best prize that we have?
The
Besides the
Lenotre
Cadillac.
Culinary School has donated a ticket or 2 tickets to their wine conference that they do every month. And so
That's awesome.
This is a fancy culinary school. The owner of it is actually a Catholic radio supporter. He called me up. He said, I wanted to donate something to help the radio station out. I'm like, I know exactly how I'm going to give this away.
That's awesome.
I'm going to give it to... Okay, so the Lenotre Culinary School, it's the last Thursday of every month. They feature a different country, and they tell you all about the wine of that country. And you get to go through and have a really nice dinner as they educate you about it. So this is a fancy, great date night. So that's one thing you could win. Also, the Christian Renewal Center and the Holy Name Retreat Center have each donated a weekend retreat that I can give away to the people who help us sell these raffle tickets for the Cadillac. So anyone out there can get involved in this. So that's one, the wine conference, weekend retreat at Holy Name, a weekend retreat at the Christian Renewal Center. And what's more, I've got 3 sausage gift baskets from Kielbasa Provision Company. Kielbasa, the sausage at our family fun party, the sausage that they donate to all your parish festivals.
The sausage whose sign is on the wall in the studio.
Yes, the sign on the wall here.
This is very important.
This is amazing stuff. And so we've got, 6 different incentive prizes to give away for the people that will help us sell these raffle tickets.
So are there different levels?
Yes. I'm going to tell you
how does that work?
I'm going to tell you how to get in on this. So what you're going to do is you're going to email me. You can go to our website, grnonline.com. It's easy to remember because I say it all the time, grnonline.com. Look for the Houston button there, and you'll find our contact information. You email us, tell us you want to get in, and we're going to give you the details. But what you do is if you sell 50 tickets or more, that's it. And like I said, people are buying them 5 at a time. So if you can make 10 sales, Yeah, you could win the kielbasa sausage gift basket. And if you can sell 100 tickets or more, then you go into a drawing to win one of those retreats or the wine conference at La Notre. So this is going to be really easy. I mean, you're going to have to work at it a little bit. Best way to do it is probably to go to your parish, ask your parish administrator if you can support the Catholic radio station by selling tickets outside of Mass. If you go to your pastor and you say, hey, I listen to Catholic radio, I listen to AM 1430, part of the Guadalupe Radio Network. They do an amazing job helping build up the Catholic faith throughout Houston, and they need a fundraiser. So I'd like to sell tickets, and you don't have to tell your pastor that you're doing it so you can win a kielbasa sausage gift basket.
Maybe you'll share it with your pastor.
Well, there you go. There you go. Maybe get your
go.
pastor to help you out, and then
Get him in on it.
You can sell even more. So, like I said, 50 tickets or more gets you one of the kielbasa gift baskets. It's a drawing. I only have 3 to give away, so if more than 3 of you sell that many, then you still have a great chance of winning.
Yeah.
And if you can sell 100 tickets or more, you go into the drawing to win a weekend retreat or the wine conference at La Notre Culinary School. So
That's amazing.
I know there's a lot of details that you can't remember right now. Don't worry about it. All you have to remember is the website, grnonline.com.
That's awesome.
Because when you go there and you click on the Houston box, that will get you all the links that you need to know. It's got my contact information. It's got information about the breakfast. It's got information about the car raffle. You can buy your own tickets for the car raffle there. Actually, what you should do is you should wait so that your purchase also counts toward your incentive goal. Okay, so go
smart.
to grnonline.com. That's GRN for the Guadalupe Radio Network.
Perfect.
grnonline.com. And let me know that you're interested, and we'll hook you up. Okay, we've got until March 2nd to get this done. I'm going to need your tickets back probably by February 29th. So get on it right now, grnonline.com. Well,
It's going to be awesome.
it is going to be awesome. So, okay, the rest of the show is going to be awesome, too. We've got great guests in the room, so we're going to go to a break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to the Loving Choice Crisis Pregnancy Center. This is something that you're going to be excited about because it's brand new and super Catholic. This is the Catholic Lunch Break here on AM 1430. My name is Tim Mott. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, dear listener, you could win a brand new Cadillac, a 2020 Cadillac CT5 Luxury Edition to be exact. It's GRN's 20th anniversary car raffle. Upgrade your style and commute in comfort, all the while supporting the mission of Guadalupe Radio Network. The drawing for the Cadillac is on March 6th, so get your tickets soon. Each entry is only $25, and you get a 5th ticket free when you spend $100. Just go to grnonline.com to purchase your tickets. That's grnonline.com.
Are you ready for some gumbo? The 4th annual Gumbo Cook-Off at St. Angelo Merici Catholic Church is heating up. Teams are perfecting their recipes from traditional to experimental fusion. Come pick your favorite for people's choice. The event is family-friendly and all benefits go towards the formation of our Catholic children. Come join us Saturday, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at St. Angelo Merici in Siena Plantation.
I actually was gone from the Catholic Church for 35 years. I want to get to heaven. I don't know if I will. I mean, I worry about it. But I not only want to get to heaven at the moment of my death, I want to find as much heaven as possible here on earth. So I need help. I don't know why I turned on my radio, because I've kept my radio off for years. And once I turned it on, I was absolutely hooked.
The Guadalupe Radio Network, radio for your soul.
Celebrate the education of mind, heart, and spirit by registering today for the 15th annual Steps for Students 5K. I'm Deborah Haney, Superintendent of Catholic Schools, inviting you to join us on Saturday, February 15th, 2020 at the Co-Cathedral of Sacred Heart in support of the over 18,000 students in the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. Register today at stepsforstudents.org. That's steps, 4, students.org. Your contribution reinforces the quality education our Catholic schools provide.
The Catholic Lunch Break here on AM 1430, your Catholic radio station in Houston. My name is Tim Mott, and joining me in the studio right now, we have Will Rodriguez and Jackie Vail from the Loving Choice Crisis Pregnancy Center in Spring. Will and Jackie, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
We're delighted to be here.
Okay, well, so I want to be sure we keep this on schedule, but we got to get to know you a little bit. So, Will, how would you introduce yourself to the audience?
I am a Knight of Columbus and been involved in the pro-life movement now for about 14 years.
I love that you lead with that. So, Knight of Columbus. Are you born and raised in Houston, or are you a transplant?
I'm a transplant. Been here about 20 years now, though.
Okay, so you've put down some roots, though. That's
Exactly.
good. That's good. And what do you do? I think you just retired, right?
I just retired from my normal job and decided to become the executive director of Loving Choice. So
Which
made a
just-
quick transition.
Just means that you're busier than ever, right?
Well, now I can devote my time to my passion.
Okay, great. We're going to get into that. And Jackie Vail, and how would you introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, first of all, I am the Respect Life coordinator for our parish for more than a decade.
What's your parish?
Christ the Good Shepherd.
Christ the Good Shepherd. Great parish.
And thank you. We are the best in the area, as Father Innocent likes to say. And I've also had experience with Birthright in the area. I was president of the board for that. So
Really?
I brought some experience to the field of crisis management, or helping women who might
Okay.
find themselves with some tough decisions. But I still work. I'm a speech pathologist working with severely handicapped children.
Oh, that's great.
So,
you just a giving person. You give of yourself. Do you have family? Married, kids?
I've been married for over 50 years, and we are blessed with 11 grandchildren.
11 grandchildren.
They are
Congratulations.
we are blessed more than we deserve.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, great. Well, thank you both very much for joining us here today. So let's get into why we're doing this. You have a new crisis pregnancy center called Loving Choice. Loving Choice, what makes this one special?
I think our Loving Choice the idea for it germinated about 9 months ago. So Mary moves fast when she wants something done.
About 9 months,
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible. And Will can talk more about how the idea first started right at a KC meeting in our area. But one thing led to another, and it all came to fruition through the generosity of so many wonderful people, including a local doctor and his wife who gave us space to get going. And on March 22nd last year, Will and I and some other members of the parish went to our pastor and said, is it possible to have a Catholic pregnancy help center? We'll call it Pregnancy Help Center.
Pregnancy Help Center, okay.
Right, Pregnancy Help Center. And he said, well, why don't you talk to the Archdiocese? Well, we did. We talked to Julie Fritsch down at the Archdiocese.
She does wonderful work.
She is fantastic, our Respect Life coordinator. One thing led to another, and she's guided us. And I have to say right from the beginning that our Catholic identity is unique to the area. And it is because we have an ongoing relationship with the Archdiocese. And also they provide oversight because a member from the Archdiocese, in this case it's Julie, is on our board.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
You are on the board as well, and Will, you're the executive director of this. So why did you feel a need for a Catholic crisis pregnancy center or pregnancy help center there in the Spring area?
The Catholic Church is very pro-life, but everybody who's been volunteering for pregnancy help centers has always had to go someplace else, okay? And we saw the need for the Catholic layman to be able to come up front and say, hey, we want to be up front about protecting life from moment of conception, to natural death.
Okay.
The other thing is, for many, many years, the Knights of Columbus has been very pro-life and contributed ultrasound machines to numerous pregnancy care centers around the Houston area. And in our February Knights of Columbus monthly meeting, one of the members said, well, we think it's about time for us to contribute an ultrasound machine. Doing a little research, one of the area councils had searched for 2 years before they could find a need for an ultrasound machine for a pregnancy center that would qualify under the Catholic guidelines. And we said, well, that doesn't work. Well, why can't we start up our own pregnancy help center?
Okay. So what about this makes it uniquely Catholic? You already mentioned having the oversight of the Archdiocese, but this doesn't really change who can come. Like anyone can still come. You don't have to be Catholic.
Exactly, Tim. But what is unique, I think, because our volunteers are trained in a training designed by Julie. They're trained in Catholic bioethics, and they're also trained in how to be very honest about what an abortion is and what alternatives are available. But Tim, we have a chapel that is beautiful in our center.
So that's one thing that actually makes this stand out is there's a chapel there.
With a crucifix and a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It is Our Lady of Guadalupe chapel within.
Well, being the Guadalupe Radio Network, we really love
we
that.
appreciate that. That's beautiful.
That's good.
And our volunteers start every day. Part of the opening procedure is to pray together. We pray not only that we will have the wisdom to do what we need to do, but that we can help our clients. And we just all hope to offer these ladies whatever they need to be the best version of themselves.
Now that's a good transition. So as a pregnancy help center, what exactly is a woman gonna get when she goes there? What's the experience gonna be for her?
I think when our ladies first come in, first of all, they fill out just a brief form, and then an advocate will take them back to an advocacy room. We then determine, first of all, are they abortion-minded? Are they really pregnant? We offer free and confidential pregnancy services.
Confidential is important there.
Very confidential. Our procedures are very, very tight. We are under the direction of Dr. Amador and his wife. So they they train us in how to give a good pregnancy test and and they'll sign off on it to help the ladies with insurance. We then visit with the ladies to determine what would be any barrier they might have to carrying the baby to term. Because even though the news doesn't tell us this, the leading cause of death throughout the world is abortion. So we want to offer alternatives. So we can offer classes. We have a beautiful Earn While You Learn program that's designed by an international company, someone who's trained in giving these classes. And the ladies get points for taking these classes, which they can redeem in our baby boutique.
Baby boutique.
It's lovely. Every grandmother would envy our baby boutique. And it's one of the selling points on the classes. We show our beautiful baby boutique. And but we're also in league or in partnership with Gabriel Projects throughout the area, which is, of course, the Catholic pastoral effort in the pro-life movement. We have referral services to adoption agencies, and pretty much we can try and solve any problem that the lady might have in making her decision.
So you can craft a solution that's unique to them, help walk them through it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what we primarily are hoping to do, is gather this information by talking to the ladies and seeing what their specific needs are, and then design a support program for them. In my experience with crisis pregnancies over the years, when the women get pregnant, they don't want to destroy their baby. The reason they end up having an abortion is because they see that as the only option.
So you need to help make other options for them.
We're to support whatever, we're to supplement whatever support system they have in place.
Okay, good. Now, I really want to go back to why this is uniquely Catholic. There are other pregnancy help centers, crisis pregnancy centers out there that do a lot of good work, but one thing that makes you uniquely Catholic is your connection to the Archdiocese.
Very important.
And then also the chapel with the prayers. Now, where do your volunteers come from? Are all of your volunteers Catholic, or anyone can... I'm sure you wouldn't turn anyone away, but where your volunteers come from?
Well, right now our volunteers come from 5 different parishes on the northern side of Houston: St. Simon and Jude, St. Anthony of Padua, St. Ignatius, Christ the Good Shepherd, and Prince of Peace. And with respect to advocates coming from other religions, we are requiring that they be Christian, and requiring that they do uphold the crisis view of life. Again,
you mean the Catholic view of life?
Catholic view of life. And again, sanctity of life from conception to natural death, but also with respect to birth control. Okay, again, we're not referring to any type of birth control. Natural family planning is the only thing that we're we're ready to discuss.
Okay, so now how are people finding out about it? Like, how are you getting the word out about to people who need it? Like, is it just anyone who happens to pass by who's in a crisis pregnancy, or how are you reaching the ladies who really need this with this center?
Well, that's why we're here.
Okay.
Again, obviously, like Jackie said, we came from conception in February to actually starting up the 2nd of December. So our primary focus has been redesigning the building to accommodate our needs, including building bathrooms, et cetera. We do have a website. We do have a Facebook page. We have Instagram. We're looking to upgrade all of those. At this time. And obviously, we have met with organizations from all of those parishes, Knights of Columbus from those parishes. And so, Jackie,
and I think our next big push is to educate ourselves more on Google Ads and become more astute at what the young people need.
So if you need volunteers to help with that, I'm sure somebody in our audience would love to get involved.
Most definitely. And if people in your audience, too, would find our Facebook page and like us, that would be great.
So the best way to get there is just search Loving Choice. Is that correct?
I think you'll see that.
Loving Choice. Okay, well, I've got the website here for sure.
Yes.
So that's loving-choice.org.
Exactly.
Loving-choice.org, and that is for the Loving-Choice, Loving Choice Crisis Pregnancy Center in Spring.
It is wonderful, and you sold me on a ticket already.
Oh, you're going to get that Cadillac, I hope. Yeah, Reagan, would you get the winning ticket for...
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
It's for you. It's for
Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, Jackie Vail and Will Rodriguez, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about the new Catholic Crisis Pregnancy Center in Spring, Loving Choice. And if you want to learn more about that, maybe how you can get involved, loving-choice.org. Will and Jackie, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you, Tim and Reagan.
Okay, so we're going to be back in just a couple minutes, and then we're going to be talking with Catholic Charities, the president of Catholic Charities, Cynthia Colbert, about the No Poverty Summit coming up. So you are not going to want to miss this here on the Catholic Lunch Break on AM 1430 KSHJ.
I wanted to look more into some of the questions. What about purgatory? What about Mary? What about the saints? I, of course, came across Catholic Answers. I was like, well, how can I listen to them? Like, I know they're online, but I mean, that's kind of annoying. Like, I want to just get in my car and listen to them. Like, oh, there's Catholic radio. And I wanted to learn more. I was like, I can't be in like a catechism class every hour of the day. Like, be in the car, have it on radio, listen to things, and start learning more about the faith. It worked, and I'm Catholic now.
The Guadalupe Radio Network. Radio for your soul.
If you ever go to Northwest Houston, I've got some great news for you. You can now listen to KSHJ on FM 96.1 in the Jersey Village and Cypress areas. You can hear it from St. Maximilian Colby Parish, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, Christ the Redeemer, and Prince of Peace. I was able to pick it up on 99 north of FM 529, all the way down 290 to the Beltway, and a little bit on 249. So take a listen to FM 96.1 and tell me what you hear.
Women, men, young and old are meeting together for prayer, networking, and food at the Catholic Radio Prayer Breakfasts. We believe that you should take Jesus wherever you go. So, come get breakfast with us with a side of inspiration. Go to our website for the dates and locations, grnonline.com. Look for the Catholic Radio Prayer Breakfast banner, grnonline.com. Catholic Radio Prayer Breakfast, grnonline.com.
So the neighbor who we've spoken to, just in greeting, but who I don't believe has ever spoken back to us, out of the blue surprised us. One day we were getting the kids in the car for Mass and asked us if we were going to Mass. I was dumbstruck for about probably 10 seconds. It was great that we had an opportunity to share about our parish and that we were Catholic. Turned out she was Catholic too, and she assumed we were because of the bumper sticker on our car.
The Guadalupe Radio Network. Radio for your soul.
Thank you for joining us on the Catholic Lunch Break here on AM 1430. My name is Tim Mott, joined by co-host Reagan Saavedra. Reagan.
Good afternoon,
good
Houston.
Afternoon. Yes.
And Tim Mott.
David Magian is on the board, and Joel Matthews is doing the video switching for our Facebook video. If you want to see us live, at facebook.com/GRN online. Don't forget, we're giving away a Cadillac, and you can get involved with that by both buying your tickets to possibly win it, but also selling tickets to win one of many other prizes that I'm giving away. Details at our website, grnonline.com. Joining us in studio is Cynthia Colbert, the president and CEO of Catholic Charities here in Houston. Cynthia, welcome to the program.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for having me.
I believe this is your first time at, not the first time at our station, but this is the first time on Catholic Lunch Break because we just started this show last summer.
I believe it is.
So welcome.
Thank
let's.
you.
We've got a new audience here, and in radio, you've got to repeat things over and over. So let's get the people to introduced to you. Are you born and raised in Houston?
I am living in Texas now since 1994. As they say here in Texas, I wasn't born here, but I got here as soon as I could. But I've been in the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston for the past 7 years.
Praise be to Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you so much for being here and for the wonderful work that you've been doing. How long have you been involved with Catholic Charities?
Well, this is my third Catholic Charities. I started working for Bishop Amond at the Diocese of Austin, working for Bishop Jacobs in the Diocese of Wichita in Kansas, and then I've been here almost now 8 years, so working for Cardinal
awesome.
DiNardo and the board and all of you.
Okay, that's great. So the occasion that brings you in today is the No Poverty Summit. Now, I have to give it to Betsy Ballard, your communications director there. She's really good with the visual puns. When I say no poverty, I'm thinking N-O, poverty. But if you look at the logo for this No Poverty Summit, you will see that there is a little K and a little W there as well. So it is both no poverty, N-O, and also K-N-O-W, poverty, no poverty. So I guess that we should really get into that topic. Why no poverty? What do we need to know about poverty?
Well, our tagline is educate and inspire to action. And we started this about 4 years ago. We took a break off for Hurricane Harvey. But the USCCB, working with many others of Goodwill, has designated January as Poverty Awareness Month. And we know that sometimes we just don't know enough about who to help, what they need, and how to make a difference. And so that's why we started this summit, we're calling it, to bring people of faith and goodwill together to talk about what does poverty in our area look like and how we work together to make a difference.
Yeah, I think that is excellent. We use this word a lot, poverty. We hear about the poverty line and massive amounts of poverty all over the world. What do you mean when you say poverty?
Well, the way the federal government defines it is what they call the federal poverty level. And what that means for a family of four, they would make a total income of $25,000, $750. So imagine trying to pay rent, childcare, your car, your mortgage, whatever else you have to pay for.
Wow.
At the end of the month, there's more a month often than there is the income.
Yeah, now that is definitely, it puts a concrete picture on what we say when we throw out these numbers and these statistics, and the word poverty, we can get overused and we can be desensitized to it. So I think something like a summit where you're going to be diving into the issue and what that really looks like, that really does, is something we need. We have to jar ourselves out of our complacency. What is the poverty situation in Houston like?
Well, here in Houston, imagine sitting in your row in at parish at the church, right, in Mass. There's probably 7 to 10 people. 1 in 7 in the Houston region lives in poverty. In terms of children, it's even higher, 1 in 5. And almost half of all families headed by a single woman with children under the age of 18 are at or below the poverty level.
Wow, that's a big problem. That's in Houston here, one of the most prosperous cities, in the country.
Right.
Poverty is not. It doesn't feel like something that we can end completely. Like no matter how society is set up, there's going to be circumstances that lead to poverty. But how does that affect our attitude towards it?
Sure. Well, I think of the things that we do at parishes and certainly at Catholic Charities are the works of mercy. Jesus tells us to love the poor. And I think about who he ministered to first and foremost. It was the poor among us. Not just income. Sometimes we're poor of relationship. We're spiritually poor. So poverty, we think of income, but can be other aspects and often is as well. So,
you mean like spiritual poverty or
Correct.
like knowledge poverty?
Sometimes think about our homeless brothers and sisters. Sometimes they're disengaged from their family, from their faith tradition. So poverty can be a place where people feel very alone. It could be a chronic illness that created it, a job loss. Many people that we know, and I've certainly been there many times, you're a paycheck away. So you have a health problem that came up, your rent went up, your car broke down. All of these things are what send people to parishes and to Catholic Charities for help. And our goal is to meet the basic needs, food, rent, utility assistance, and other things that keep people away from homelessness. Just like St. Vincent de Paul and others, we work together very closely as ministries of the church. But our goal for those that can needs to help them develop a vision of hope for themselves and gain the resources, could be education, job training, new friends, the support of a church, anything that will help people on a plan to move out of poverty.
Yeah. Because I just like we were talking about with the Pregnancy Help Center, you have to meet people where they are, find out what their particular challenges are, and help craft a solution that's unique to them. Because not everyone is in the same situation. Not everyone, especially most people, won't benefit from just a handout. That just helps them for that day. But unless you are tackling the systemic problems that have put them in that situation, they're not going to be able to get out of that. And I love what Catholic Charities does about staying with them, not just at the beginning and like saying, oh, here's a plan, go follow that and get at it. You walk with them every step of the way.
Correct. It's sort of their own coach, if you will. We call it case management, but I don't know anybody that grows up to say, I want to be a case. But we could all benefit from a coach. So we celebrate their successes. Sometimes it's starting a little business. Sometimes it is getting a new apartment. Sometimes it is getting a higher wage at their job. So many things that can help people on a path to greater self-sufficiency.
I think one of the things, I was a youth minister for 15 years, and so in that season of my life, whether they were young people or their parents or their relatives, I found that having that support system, having someone who said, I will journey with you, was so vital to their own attitude about themselves. And that's what you're offering, really, is you're offering them a chance to say, have someone say, I believe in you.
That's right.
I support you. And I think that is something that is super valuable to someone and how they view themselves. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. It's a blessing. Often I see people who, when they sit up a little bit straighter, when they've got a new job or got a higher hourly wage, or they completed a job training session, when they have food on the table for their families. It's amazing when you watch a kid at a food pantry, for example, get excited about getting to have cereal for breakfast. So meeting people where they are and helping them remember you are gifted. You are made in the image of God, and you have potential and gifts, and we want to help you use those to achieve your own goals for your life.
Yeah, and God's goals for their life,
Amen.
too. I mean, how are they going to be able to if they don't have that confidence and that hope? How are they going to be able to respond to what God is calling them to?
And sometimes hope's the biggest obstacle, because somebody along their path has told them, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you'll never make it. Could be their own family member, perhaps. You've made mistakes and you can't overcome them. And with Catholic Charities and many of our partners, by being the hands and feet of Christ and helping them develop a vision for their lives, we've seen hope. Hope happens at Catholic Charities.
Yes.
Now, how long does someone typically stay with Catholic Charities as they're trying to get out of poverty?
It can be as little as a few months. I mean, we've had single dads or moms come in and said, hey, I was laid off my job. I need to work with your job coach to help do my resume and practice interviewing. And so in a few months, they have skills already and are reemployed. But then you have refugees who've resettled here, and they learn English, they get acculturation services, they get a job, and then that may be 6 months. Some are a little bit longer. Victim of abuse, for example, might take longer, and domestic violence or whatever the situation is. So we're prepared to walk the journey with them.
Good. So I guess that tells us a little bit about what Catholic Charities is doing, but I want to talk more about this summit that's coming up, the No Poverty Summit. This is for those people who are not necessarily already involved with Catholic Charities. This is to help get people involved. Tell me a little about what this is for.
Sure. Well, this is for anyone out in the community and your listener population and parishes and other faith traditions and denominations, just come together with us, learn about poverty, learn what works. How can we be innovative? Because sometimes the things we've tried don't work anymore. And so how can we put forth new solutions working together to impact poverty in our region? So we have a great keynote speaker, Dr. Donna Beagle. Her company is Communication Across Barriers, and she comes from a place where she understands poverty herself. In fact, none of her family members completed college like she did, and almost all of them have been incarcerated. She got hope. Somebody helped her, and now she wants to help others look at poverty and making an impact.
So she's an example of it, but also an expert as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's special. Okay, so Donna Beagle is going to be the keynote speaker. Now, when is the summit?
It's this Thursday, January 16th.
It's coming up. Okay.
Registration's at 8:30. It goes till 3 o'clock. It's going to be held at the Scanlon Room at Jerebeck Center at the University of St. Thomas. So we have breakfast, we have lunch. We'll provide CEUs for those of you who need continuing education units. So that's a great benefit of the event as well. And you just get to come together and hear inspiring speakers and walk away with ideas that you can take home, your family or your parish or your community group, things that you can do to impact poverty.
Now, continuing education units, I know people out there who need those already know what they are, but for those who don't, what is that?
So if you have a license, for example, as a social worker, that's just one example. You have to keep up your license and you're required to do continuing education. Almost any profession with a license in the state of Texas needs what we call CEUs. So for $10, this is a great value for those of you that need those CEUs. And so you get to participate not only in a relevant and very important community topic, but you get your CEUs for an extra 10.
And Catholic Charities is really on the cutting edge of, you have the most experience of dealing with poverty. You know what works, you know what doesn't, and you, as things change, you are able to, keep up with that. So this is really going to be getting the most up-to-date information about, how to help people who are in poverty.
And I think working to dispel some myths. There might be, for example, some who just don't know, gosh, if you just want to work and pick yourself up from your bootstraps, you can do it. Well, that could be true, but there might be other reasons why people, especially if there have been illness in the family, if they have young children to take care of. So I think dispelling myths is also part of what causes poverty, and also how can people advocate? The church is all about social justice as well, and so how do we stand the bishops in speaking out for the poor?
One thing that about poverty that I like to bring to people's attention is how the cost of being poor. It is more expensive to be poor than to have money, because the best example is car maintenance, I think, because I was in the situation myself where there were maintenance issues that needed to be done on the car, where if I did them early, then it would prevent a major breakdown later, which would cost more. But I didn't have the cash on hand to be able to take care of the preventive maintenance on the car, so eventually it broke down, and I was stuck with a huge bill that I could have prevented if I had only had the money to do it. So that's one of those things that myths that you need to be aware of about poverty. So how can people sign up for this? Do they just show up?
They can just go to our website, and there's still room to enroll and register for it. Go to our website, which is www.catholiccharities.org/poverty, and we can take your name and your credit card information. And I know that there's still room, and so we are looking forward to another successful event. And I know that what comes out of this, and I've walked away very personally inspired, saying I can do more.
Wow.
Catholic Charities can do more. And
you're the CEO.
That's our goal. I am, yes.
So if you walk away inspired, just imagine what everybody else is going to be able to get from this. So Cynthia Colbert, is there anything else we need to know about Catholic Charities? What's new in your world? Give us the scoop.
Catholic Charities, well, we work hard to provide help and create hope to all the people that walk through our doors. Over 90% are at or below the poverty level already, and our goal is to be that hand up and to walk with them and to bring the healing ministry of Jesus Christ to those that we serve.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Catholic Lunch Break today, and we are certainly going to have you back as often as we can.
Great, thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Hey, David, have you met Wendy Stiles before?
I have met her. I can't remember where exactly. We met. She donated some of her famous and really tasty sausage.
Yes, and Wendy, Stiles from Kielbasa Sausage has just joined us. Special impromptu guest here on the Catholic Lunch Break. Wendy, welcome to the program. To give you the grand welcome.
Thanks.
I know.
A little more than that.
I know you're a little bit microphone shy, but that's okay. We have you here. So you are with Kielbasa Provision Company. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, actually, I'm one of the third generation owners.
Really?
My grandfather started it in 1949, and so here we are, 71 years this year. So
71 years, third generation owner of Kielbasa, and you guys have it's a sausage company, but you do more than sausage, right?
it's actually Kielbasa smoked meats now.
Smoked meats.
We
Okay.
make sausage and bacon right now. So and chorizo, Mexican style chorizo.
Wow.
So,
Neat.
Different types of sausage.
And the reason that you, you're passing through Houston. I told you to stop by the studio. I'm so glad you did. You have donated 3 gift baskets for our Cadillac giveaway. I was just telling people about that earlier on the show, making the big announcement. So I'll back up in the last couple minutes of the show here just to recap in case you've just joined us. GRN is giving away a Cadillac. It's a 2020 CT5, and it's our biggest one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Tickets are $25 each, 5 for $100, and we need your help to sell these tickets to make sure that this Catholic radio station can continue our mission.
I'm here to buy some tickets.
So she's going to buy some tickets as well. We already sold one to our first guest, Jackie.
We're selling more.
And so to incentivize you, listener, to help me with these, help me sell these raffle tickets, if you can sell 50 tickets or more, I'm going to put you into a drawing to win a Kielbasa gift basket. Now, what's in one of these gift baskets?
It'll be 4 different packages of sausage. So it'll be 5 pounds of our tasty sausage.
That's awesome. So you've got 3 of those that we're giving away. That is incredibly generous. Thank you for that. Now, Kielbasa has a great reputation for being supportive of the Catholic parishes, Catholic ministries in Houston and elsewhere. Where all do you guys reach to?
We are actually in all 50 states and in Mexico as well.
Wow.
That's wonderful. And so why is it that you are so generous in donating towards Catholic ministries and parishes?
Well, in Houston, we kind of have a personal story. My grandmother's first cousin was Bishop John Murkowski here, that was the Archbishop of Houston, Galveston. But we've supported a lot of the Catholic ministries and, of course, the radio station in San Antonio as well. And my mom actually sits on the board of Guadalupe Radio there in San Antonio.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
That is great. It's a good connection.
Mama.
Good to have you in the family. And the sausage is absolutely amazing. I know when we get it for our family fun party, it's like the highlight of the entire event. And I believe some of the kolache shops around here also use Kielbasa. It's
the kolache shop.
The kolache
shop. Randy Hines down there, and he's actually got a store in the Heights and one on Richmond, kind of across the street from the Costco there.
Now that's a great Catholic-owned business. I love those kolache
I was
shops.
gonna mention that. So yes, he uses our sausage in his kolaches, and he's been a great partner. We've done some things together with Annunciation Church and.
So being a part owner, are you also a great cook, or do you just enjoy the sausage when somebody else cooks it?
You don't have to be a good cook to cook kielbasa.
Oh, I know. That's why I asked the question. You could be. You couldn't be. You can.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do like to cook, but I'm always amazed. Like, I think it's good, and then it's usually when I go to another event that somebody else is cooking it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder people love this. It's so good.
This is so good.
And I can't tell you how many times I have paid for a sausage wrap or sausage on a stick that we've donated the sausage.
You've donated. That's so funny.
We would donate to the Little Leagues, and when my son was playing, it was like, oh, that smells so good, and we donated the sausage, and I'd go pay $3 for a sausage wrap. So it's that good. I'll donate it and buy it.
Wow.
So this is what I love.
Yes.
Sausage and bacon. God uses sausage and bacon to build the church. I love it.
That is a great point.
God
that
can
is a
use
really
anything.
Good point.
Sausage and willing and open hearts. So thank you to your family. But really and truly, I'm like, sausage and bacon. This is awesome.
That is wonderful. Okay, so Wendy, thank you so much,
You're
and
welcome.
I hope you win that Cadillac. I know we already
too.
promised it to Jackie, but
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
I tell everyone they're going to win. So
Is there three?
you know.
There's not 3 Cadillacs. There's just 3 boxes of sausage.
3 boxes of sausage
One
for the
Cadillac.
people. So, okay, to get one of those boxes of sausage, you got to email me, tim@grnonline.com. You can get all my contact info if you just go to the website, grnonline.com. Email me, tell me you're interested. I'll get you the tickets. I'll get you the instructions on how to sell them at your parish, how to sell them to your friends and family. And if you sell 50 tickets before March 2nd, then you could be in the drawing to win one of those Kielbasa gift baskets. So, you know, 4 something. Joel is
We're
holding.
getting close to the end. That's what that signal is.
That's what that signal is. Okay, so here we go. Catholic Lunch Break. It's been another great show. We have talked to absolutely great people today from Catholic Charity, Cynthia Colbert, Jackie Vail, and Will Rodriguez from the Loving Choice Crisis Pregnancy Center in Spring. Wendy Stiles, impromptu drop-in guest from San Antonio. Thank you for coming. Reagan Saavedra, thank you for helping me host today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have you back. It's
Thank
always
you.
fun. And David Magiano's on the board, Joel Matthews on the video switching. If you want to catch this video and share it with your friends, you can do that on Facebook. You can do it anytime because it's recorded now. Once the show is over, you can just share that with your friends, watch it over and over as often as you want. Go to our website, grnonline.com, for information about the car raffle, information about the prayer breakfast coming up on January 30th, and also a full program schedule so that you know that coming up next is Dr. David Anders on Call to Communion here on AM 1430. My name is Tim Mott. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll talk to you next time, next Monday, on the Catholic Lunch Break here on AM 1430, part of the Guadalupe Radio Network, radio for your soul.